Not Remus.
Fontaine, I mean, he kinda likes us. I don't know. Pierre is a no, because he's an idiot.
Yeah, Piero's an idiot.
Fontaine is just a soldier. Remus seems to be more of a scholarly type. Maybe he's impressionable in this case.
Well, we kind of think that he was the judge. Judge
Yeah.
Romulus.
But maybe he's like, yes, I love this. I can sit in judgment.
But he really dislikes us.
Yes, but maybe that's why he wants to like have the proceedings. I don't see why any of the other two would support proceedings.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, let's go with him.
Friar Remus, you're a man of God. Surely you don't approve of this sort of mob violence.
I see no issue. The good book is full of stories of violence.
Oh no.
Joshua ransacked the city of Jericho. Ehud and the judges were ruthless assassins. Samson killed thousands before meeting his fate.
Well, I'm sure. But that's the Old Testament. What would Jesus say about this?
He would say, I did not come to bring peace but a sword. Matthew 10:34.
That's true. That is a true passage. Oh, damn. Do you see, Falcon? This man's death is inevitable. For the good of France and in the name of justice, he must be killed.
Justice. That's that word again.
Madame, I won't presume to know who you are or what you stand for, but shooting this man right now would not bring you justice. It would only serve to satisfy your desire for revenge. Justice, revenge, what's the difference?
We could go for due process. I don't think she cares for fairness or rationality. Maybe rationality, because it's like the cult of reason.
Maybe, but the fox is not here. Or that dude is not here. Rationality could work. Fairness.
Due process might be interesting, because the idea here is to stall for time, right?
Yeah.
And if anything takes, if I have learned anything, it's that bureaucracy takes forever.
Sure, I suppose so. Due process, madame. By following an organized chain of events, justice ensures that both sides have a fair and balanced trial. My father did not receive a fair and balanced trial. Then this is your opportunity to show the rooster how it should be done.
Madame, surely you aren't entertaining the words of this heathen.
Fine, Falcon. We'll play this your way. We shall have a formal trial for the murder of the croque-monsieur. Excellent. Shall we head back to my office to file the necessary papers? Don't take me for a fool. You'll just walk us right into a trap. We shall have the trial right here, right now. Right here? In the catacombs? It is as good a place as any. I suppose we'll be needing a judge. Volunteer, yeah. Yeah, see? No, thanks, Piero. We're trying to form a courtroom, not a circus. Oh. Just go see how the security's doing, Piero. We don't want any more spies wandering in. Right here.
Perhaps I can help, madame. You know that I am a pious man after all.
Okay, Remus, you can be our judge, and I will lead the prosecution. What about the jury? With due respect, I don't trust your peers to be impartial. Look around you. As we speak, we are being watched and judged by countless dead men and women. They shall be our jury. That may work as a metaphor, but in practical terms... In practical terms, it is me who you have to convince, Falcon. Convince me that this bird is not guilty. After all, I am the one who holds the gun.
Well, it looks like we're ready to get started. The trial of Severin Cocorico is underway. He stands accused of the murder of the man known as the Croque Monsieur in cold blood. Madame Beaumont, please explain the details of what happened.
Very well. Last night, at the stroke of midnight, 2 gunshots were heard in the Rue de Marmousets. Pierre alerted us, and we managed to arrive before the police did. On the scene, I saw the man known as the Croque Monsieur, a good friend of ours, lying in a pool of his own blood. Standing over the body, I saw the murderer, Severin Cocorico, still clutching his murder weapon. Am I to understand that you did not witness the crime firsthand, madame? That you only saw the aftermath? Yes, but one of us did happen to see the incident itself. Oh no, Sparrowson! Ma'am Beaumont found this pigeon running around tunnels.
Sparrowson, yes. I'm no pigeon, monsieur.
It's a spy in any case. Let's say execute him right now. It's all right, he's with me. With you? He's my assistant. He carries my bags and stuff. Falcon, I trust you do not have any other assistants lurking around the corner? No, madame. Then take your lackey out of my sight. Oh, poor Sparrowson.
Psst, Falcon.
What is it?
I saw someone lurking in the catacombs. I think he was watching us from the shadows.
It's probably a police guy. Another rebel?
I don't know. He got spooked when he saw me. Drop this.
What's this? A political pamphlet?
Might be the other wolf's brother.
Well, best be getting back to the patrols then. Not so fast, Pierrot. You witnessed the crime firsthand, did you not? I did, ma'am. Then you can be our first witness. Go stand in the center. Okie dokie. Do I need to say an oath or something?
That won't be necessary. We trust you.
Yes, tell us what you saw last night, Pierrot. Okie dokie. I saw it plain as day. Yeah, see, the Croque Monsieur was just minding his own business on the Rue de Marmousset. When all of a sudden, this here brute of a rooster appeared with his gun in hand. Bam! Rooster fired, and the Croque slumped to the floor. Using the last of his strength, the Croque Monsieur drew his own gun. Bam! The Croque fired back. So, to clarify, Cocorico shot first.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am. No question there. And what happened next? Well, I knew you guys, Fontaine, Ramos, and you, ma'am, were only a stone's throw away at the cathedral, so I ran to get your help. All around back on the scene, maybe a minute after we had left. And there I saw the dead Croque Monsieur and the murderous Severin Cocorico with my own eyes. Thank you for your report, Pierrot. It's nothing, ma'am. You see, Falcon, Pierrot is not the sharpest knife in the kitchen. True that, huh? But he is honest to a fault. I would trust his word with my own life. I do not doubt the man's honesty, madame. Nonetheless, I would like to cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? What does that mean?
I don't claim to be an expert of the law. That was always my brother's role in the family. But I think a cross-examination means that Falcon would like to waste our time by asking pointless questions.
Actually, it means that I would like to make sure Pierre's story holds up to scrutiny. Yes, I will be asking questions, but only questions that directly relate to the case at hand.
Clearly a pointless stalling tactic, madame. Shall we put an end to the trial?
No, we will let the bird have his little cross-examination. But I'm warning you, Falcon, don't mess with me. Don't mess with you? If I get the slightest inkling that you are rambling to stall for time, I will end this trial on the spot. Do I make myself clear? Start questioning Cocorico's shoes, or the size and color of the Croque Monsieur's underwear, and lose my patience. Yeah, I get it.
Okay, let's see. Plain as day. First of all, it was night.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that 2 bullets were fired?
Yeah. One by Cocorico and then one by the Croque Monsieur.
Well, it certainly finds to remove bullets, so we could use it for something if we could press that, maybe.
Yeah, the 2 things that I think are worth questioning here are, first of all, plain as day, it was night. That's the most obvious one. And then also the shot that the Croque Monsieur fired, because who did he hit, if anything?
Yeah.
Or who did he fire at? If he had fired at what's his face, Cocorico, then surely he wouldn't be alive anymore, would he?
Unless he missed.
As he missed. Or he shot at someone else, is my thinking.
I think that's a reasonable line of questioning. You're saying that the Croque Monsieur drew his gun and fired back with the last of his strength? Yep, blam.
Did the bullet hit, yeah.
Did the bullet hit Cocorico? No, he was uninjured at the time of capture. Well, he looks pretty injured right now. He looks took quite a beating. What of it?
Yeah, I don't think that's relevant.
Nothing. I'm just trying to get the facts straight.
I mean, do we?
So you claim that Cocorico fired his gun, and then the Croque Monsieur fired back. But is it possible that there was a 3rd gunshot? Nah, I wasn't counting nothing, but nah. I think I would have heard a 3rd gunshot if there was one. I see, but what if... Don't try to claim that it was a hidden sniper upon a rooftop or anything similar, drivel Falcon. None of us had the patience for that sort of yarn spinning. No. Never mind, I have no more questions about the Croque Monsieur's gunshot.
I think the plainest day is one.
You claim you saw the incident as plain as day. Yep, plain as day. And Piero, I would like to remind you that the crime occurred around midnight. In February, on an overcast, moonless night in an unlit alley. What's your point? It would have been dark, so dark that you could not possibly have correctly identified the people involved. I swear I saw what I saw. Hold on, Falcon, you slipped up. You say that the alley was unlit, but I distinctly recall there being lanterns over Rue de Marmoset. Oh yeah, that's right. We live in La Villa Lumière. There's a gas lamp on every corner. You are right, Madame Beaumont. There are street lanterns over Rue de Marmoset, but they wouldn't have been any good.
Because they are broken.
Yes. The street lamps over Rue de Marmoset were broken. They are completely non-functional. As proof, I present the glass shards that line the alleyway. These shards originate from the panes on the broken lamps.
I've still got the holes in the sole of my shoe. Double proof.
Those glass shards could have come from anywhere. You could send one of your underlings to see the broken lamps for yourselves, if you want. And waste more time? I think not. This sounds like a stalling tactic.
Excuse me, Madame Beaumont. I don't remember whether the street lamps were or were not broken, but I do remember that we had to use a torch to light up the scene.
Hi, whose side are you on?
I'm just saying, Falcon might be right. It was particularly dark, so it's possible that there weren't any lit street lamps.
I say I'm a liar. I thought we were buddies. Oh, stop quibbling, both of you. Maybe the lamps were broken, maybe they weren't. It doesn't matter. I know that Piero's testimony is accurate because I personally saw the rooster at the crime scene 1 minute after Piero died.
After he died. What?
Freudian slip. 1 minute. That's plenty of time for a real murderer to escape and for passerby to stumble upon the scene, is it not? You must acknowledge that it is a possibility. I acknowledge nothing. There is an inkling of doubt. You know that there is a slight notion that Piero may be misremembering what he saw.
Don't badger the prosecution, Monsieur Falcon.
I wasn't badgering.
On to the next witness. Madame Beaumont, do you have anyone in mind?
I do. There is someone among us who is something of a gun connoisseur, a man who knows everything there is to know about that craft of weaponry. Ah, that's me again. Shut up, Piero. Get off the stand. Oh, yes, ma'am.
It's Dogface.
I call Fontaine forward.
Very well. Now, Fontaine, is it true that you're a gun specialist? Well, I hate to brag, but yes, I know about guns, their mechanics, their beauty. Have you heard about the revolver mechanisms America is developing? Wonderful stuff.
Fontaine, let's stick to the guns that were found at the crime scene. Tell us about those.
Oh, right, very well. This is the gun found on Severin Cocorico's person at the time of arrest. It's a standard issue percussion lock Chatelet gendarmerie pistol, 24 cm length, 15mm caliber. Lots of police and soldiers carry around these dull things. It's a gun that says, "I am a reliable man of the law." That sounds like our Cocorico.
Does it? Cocorico always told me that the riding crop was his self-defense weapon of choice. It's strange that he had a gun in the first place.
And this is the gun found on the Croque Monsieur's corpse, clutched tightly in his hands. It's a turnover pistol, double-barreled, ivory handled, 20 cm length, 13mm caliber. This is an exquisite and highly customized gun. It's one of a kind. Whoever used this weapon knew their stuff.
The Croque Monsieur was a legendary arms dealer. It's no surprise that his personal weapon would be something so flamboyant.
But what's really fascinating about the Croque Monsieur's gun is the ammunition. See, the bore of the pistol has been fitted with a set of grooves.
Please stop, Fontaine. I didn't call you up here to show off your gun knowledge. Tell us what you uncovered when you examined the Croque Monsieur's bullet wound.
Ah, right. Well, a lead bullet was embedded in the middle of the Croque Monsieur's sternum and it appeared to have a straight angle of entry.
So, in other words, the Croque Monsieur was facing his killer when he was shot.
That's right. The other interesting point was that the Croque Monsieur's outer clothes were singed. That typically only occurs if a person is close enough to a gunshot to be directly burned by the gun's muzzle flash.
And how close does a person have to be burned by a muzzle flash?
Less than 3 meters, I would say. 5 at the very most.
Then there is no chance that there was a rogue sniper on the rooftops. The Croque Monsieur's killer was standing in Rue de Marmosets themselves. As is plainly evident, only one person was found in the Rue de Marmosets at the time of the incident. Prosecutor Cocorico.
Well said, madame. I think you just
Unequivocally?
unequivocally proved this bird's guilt.
Not so fast. I would like to cross-examine the witness.
I don't think so. You're overstepping your bounds, Bird.
Let the lawyer try, Remus. When he fails, there will be absolutely no doubt to anyone in the room that Cocorico is nothing but a bloodthirsty murderer.
Shot in his chest. Clothes were singed. I mean, it is. Can you go back to the options? The gendarmerie pistol might be a point because that's usually a police thing, and Cocorico definitely was not a policeman.
Sure, I guess. Fontaine, I have a question regarding Cocorico's gendarmerie pistol.
What does caliber mean? Oh.
This doesn't sound very... Is there any way to tell whether a gun has been recently fired?
That is an excellent question. Yes, there are a couple of ways. For around a minute after firing, a pistol's barrel is going to be hot to the touch. That's a dead giveaway. But you could also check for gunpowder residue in the barrel and chamber. That would indicate that a gun has been fired since being cleaned.
So, by your own analysis, would you say that Cocorico's weapon was fired last night?
It's difficult to say. Now, none of us thought to check the pistol's barrel temperature at the time of the incident, so we can't use that method. If I check for gunpowder residue now, I see a little in the barrel. That could indicate a recently fired weapon, but it could also indicate a lack of proper maintenance.
So, basically, you don't know whether this weapon was or wasn't fired last night?
No, monsieur.
If we cannot be certain whether Cocorico even fired his gun, then this whole trial ought to be thrown out. Nice try, Falcon, but Cocorico is still our prime suspect. He was standing over the Croque Monsieur's body with the weapon in his hands. If that gun is not the murder weapon, then what is?
This isn't working. Try another approach, Falcon.
No, the caliber thing is silly.
Yeah.
Or we do have... yeah. It's just what caliber means. That's like... worthless.
The size of the bullet. What we could ask is about the turnover pistol, because that's double barrel, but he only shot once. Which is kind of odd.
Fontaine, about the Croque Monsieur's turnover pistol. You were about to say something about the gun's ammunition before Madame Beaumont cut you off. Could you give us the details? Oh, great. Now I'll never stop talking.
I'm glad you asked, Falcon. See, as you probably know, most bullets are just small, round lead balls, right? But that's not the case here. This particular weapon uses an advanced iron-tipped, aerodynamic, carefully grooved. Actually, it would be quicker if I just show you.
Oh.
That picture seems familiar. Take a good look. This is an iron-tipped mini ball. It is very rare, top-of-the-line technology. Before last night, I'd never seen one of these in person before.
Like I said before, the Croque Monsieur was a legendary arms dealer. It only makes sense that he would have access to the latest weaponry. Where did you find this bullet, Fontaine?
In the turnover pistol's chamber.
Many bullets been in folder. Hold on, I'm confused. I thought the croque monsieur fired his gun, so how is it possible that his gun is still loaded with a bullet?
A turnover pistol is double-barreled. This means that it can hold 2 bullets at once, ready to be fired in quick succession.
Ah, I see. The croque monsieur fired 1 bullet, but died before he could fire the second.
Okay.
I trust that you have no more questions about this matter, Falcon. We wasted enough time already.
Where is the other bullet?
Not yet. Where is the other bullet? What other bullet? The fired mini-ball. There were 2 shots that night, remember? 1 from the assailant and 1 from the crocodile.
I scoured the scene for a couple of minutes, but I couldn't find it. It's a pity. It would have been great to have 2 of these magnificent bullets.
Madame Bimor, did anyone find the fired mini-ball in Cocorico's body? In his body? You're asking if Cocorico was wounded by the bullet? No, that much is plain to see. So, again, I must ask, where is the fired mini-ball? Well, I don't have a clue. What are you trying to get at, Falcon? Isn't it obvious? If the bullet wasn't embedded in the alleyway wall, and it wasn't embedded in Cocorico, then that means...
It hit the murderer.
The bullet hit the murderer, the real murderer, and must still be embedded in whoever attacked the croque monsieur. A ludicrous notion. It makes perfect sense. The double-barrel turnover gun, the missing bullet. Fine, I'll humor you. Let's say that the bullet did indeed hit the real perpetrator. What of it? Well, it's only been a few hours since the shooting. Presumably the person will still have the bullet lodged in them. Find the person with the unique iron mini-ball embedded in them, and you find the real murderer. Well, that is reasonable, but we don't have time nor the resources to search every citizen in Paris to uncover an injured gunman. You don't have to search everyone in Paris. I believe the murderer to be someone in this very room.
Oh my. What?
Oh? You think we have a traitor in our ranks? I do. This was obviously a planned attack. Someone invited Cocorico and the croque monsieur to the same place at the same time in order to create a setup. Only someone with the rebels' connections could engineer such an event.
That's not a connection I got at yet. This is ridiculous. Are you really saying that someone in this room was shot last night? That's clearly untrue. Don't mind me being hunched over in the corner.
A bullet wound can be concealed, perhaps, if you all take off your shirts. No, I am not having everyone in this room stripped down to the knickers just to cater to your outrageous theory. If you can't think of a more reasonable way to prove your stray bullet theory, then we end this damn trial here and now. Luckily we can.
If only we had a metal detector.
Exactly, a more reasonable way. I have a more reasonable way.
What are you thinking, Falcon?
Isn't it obvious? We have the perfect way to uncover whether someone has been shot. It's a genius solution. It's the gun, right?
Yeah, we just shoot them again.
Exactly.
Are you serious, Falcon? You're relying on the invention of a lunatic?
I've never been more serious. Madame Beaumont, Ferry Remy, the members of the court. This device is called an Explorer Extractor. It is the latest technology. It looks like a child's toy. I assure you, this is no toy. It was designed to find and extract metal embedded in bodies. A battlefield bullet finder and remover, if you will. Well, I'm intrigued. So you're going to say that you're swinging that device around and it finds the bullet in a person? Yes, sort of. I don't know. We haven't had a chance to practice with it, really.
Madame, these birds are playing you for a fool. There's no way that such a device exists.
We have seen this device work with our own eyes. Saracen shall demonstrate.
Me?
Although he will need something to demonstrate it on.
We just shoot someone?
Should we have a slab of meat here?
No, I think the bullet is what he wants here. That makes sense to me.
Okay, sure. Here we have an iron-tipped mini-ball, as presented by Fontaine moments ago. Observe, I place the bullet in my closed fist. It now represents the fine bullet that is currently embedded in the murderer's body.
Allegedly.
Now, Sparrowson shall demonstrate what happens when my hand is scanned with the Explorer extractor device.
So I just do this and...
It's humming and buzzing. Is it really detecting that bullet? Absolutely.
What an intriguing device. Woof. Hey, what would happen if I were to hit extract right now?
Uh-oh. Please don't. You remember what happened to that steak, right?
My, what is this feeling? It feels like... power.
Don't let it get to your head. Okay, I'm convinced. Falcon, Sparrowson, you may perform a cursory scan of each of us with that device of yours.
You must stop humoring these morons, madame. What good is this doing us?